Next up are the disaster curses. I'm not going to reveal which body Kenjaku is using at this point because I'm saving that for later. But the conversation about bringing Sukuna to their side and sealing Gojo Satoru still happens. And just like in the main timeline, it leads to Jogo personally pulling up on Gojo. Huge mistake. This time around, Gojo already knows what the disaster curses would do in Shibuya, so he's not messing around. Yes, he still brings Yuji Itadori along to teach him about Jujutsu concepts like domain expansions, but that's where the similarities end. Unlike the main story, Gojo makes sure Jogo dies right there. No escaping with his head, and no clutch save from Hanami. But what about the versus Mahito arc? Is there any way Gojo being reborn with all his memories creates a butterfly effect that actually saves Junpei? This one's tricky. As you know, Gojo isn't really around for this arc. Yuji, Nanami, Junpei, and Mahito are the major characters. Fine, we'll throw in Ichichi-san too, but what if I told you that Gojo's actions can still indirectly save Junpei? You see, when Gojo kills Jogo early, it improves Yuji as a Jujutsu sorcerer. In the original story, Yuji was binge-watching movies at this point to feel and control his cursed energy. That part doesn't change. Gojo still has him do it, but this time, Gojo understands that Yuji needs to get stronger faster. Yes, Gojo sucks as a teacher, but simply having Yuji personally experience the power of a disaster-level curse massively sharpens his understanding of cursed energy. And there's another important layer to this. Because there won't be any need for Yuji to be away from school since he's still alive in everyone's mind, Gojo would send him out with backup. The mission to investigate the movie theater and Junpei's school goes to a full team: Nanami, Yuji, Megumi, and Nobara. Now, I'll be honest, things would still go horribly wrong. Unfortunately, there's no saving Junpei's mother unless Yuji himself is reborn with all his memories. That part is unavoidable. But if Yuji can bond with Junpei while Megumi and Nobara investigate what's going on, Mahito never gets the chance to lie to Junpei in the first place. Instead of Mahito getting to him in isolation and convincing him that his bully killed his mother, one of them, Megumi, Yuji, or Nobara, would be around to make sure that never happens. They'd explain to Junpei that yes, what killed his mother was connected to Sukuna's finger, but it wasn't the work of a human. It was done by another cursed spirit. And that context matters. Mahito's entire plan depended on Junpei being alone, emotionally broken, and just susceptible enough to believe that humans are the real monsters. With the team around him, that narrative completely falls apart. When the fighting finally starts, a lot still plays out in a similar way, but with key differences. Yuji would already have a more refined divergent fist than he did in the main story. His attacks would damage Mahito's soul far more severely, forcing Mahito to focus on defense instead of pulling something funny. On top of that, Megumi and Nobara are there as backup. And when Mahito eventually uses his domain expansion, Sukuna won't actually give him a second chance because there's no shared laugh at Yuji's breakdown over Junpei's death. Not to mention, this version of Sukuna would be much more irritable because he doesn't have Megumi's body to look forward to yet. Still, in the end, Mahito manages to survive and escape. But what does change is that Junpei actually survives here. And after hearing what happened from Yuji and the others, Gojo will have Junpei enroll in Jujutsu High as a first-year student. Now let's talk about the Kyoto Goodwill event. For the most part, things still play out the same. I mean, nobody thinks Yuji's dead this time, so the whole surprise return is gone. But the training with Todo and the main event of the exchange still play out more or less the same. But what about when Mahito and the others make their move? In the original story, they put up a Gojo-exclusive barrier to sneak in, created a distraction with Hanami, and used the chaos to steal 6 of Sukuna's fingers, along with the 3 death paintings. But this Gojo knows exactly when they're pulling up and how that barrier works. So what happens now? Well, Mahito still manages to survive, but he's forced to flee empty-handed after Gojo kills Hanami on the spot. This is not good at all for the villains. Kenjaku's plans are officially cooked. He doesn't have cursed spirit manipulation, he's already lost 2 of the 4 disaster curses before October 31st, and Mahito's failed to steal the fingers and the death paintings.